When you heard the term debris, the first thing that came across your mind is probably rubble or garbage. But do you actually know that there's also debris out there in space? Well, the definition of space debris or space junk from 2019 edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica is an artificial material that is orbiting the Earth but no longer has any function.
There are many things that can be considered as space junk. Old rocket parts, satellites, lost astronaut tools, out-of-control space stations, even tiny specks of paint, and so forth. And there are approximately 8 tons of this man-made stuff that continuously orbit the planet. Based on NASA's own website, NASA is actively tracking any object in Earth's immediate space wider than 10 centimeters since 2013. But the agency's own estimates indicate that there are upwards of 100 million bits of random clutter in orbit. They can all travel at speeds up to 17,500 miles per hour, which means they are able to easily damage satellite or spacecraft that are on their path.
Previously, there have been accidents reported because of space debris. For example, in 2009, a defunct Russian satellite collided with and destroyed a functioning US commercial satellite. Those accidents may cause more space debris because of the accident and make things worse. The collision added more than 2,000 pieces of debris into space, according to Rocker in 2009.
It is important to be aware of space debris because it litters our solar system. Although space junk might indeed be too small to be seen by the naked eye, it does pose a threat to Earth and beyond. Just like how you cannot see carbon monoxide doesn't mean you should ignore it. Space debris can fall out of orbit and reach Earth's surface. According to a 2014 article from the Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, one uncontrolled re-entry of a spacecraft weighing about 4,500 pounds falls out of orbit every week. About 70% of this weight gets burned up in the atmosphere, so the chances that you get hit by a piece of metal is slim. But it is still tons of waste a year entering the atmosphere. Additionally, cluttering outer space is a problem for satellites in orbit. There is a higher probability that satellites will collide with not only space debris, but other satellites. A 2007 article from Physics Today stated that debris larger than 1 centimeter can seriously damage or destroy a satellite in a collision, and that there is no effective shielding against such particles. And maybe even more importantly are the greater number of microscopic pieces that unknowingly cause satellite malfunctions. Satellites are ingrained in much of the technology that we use today. They are integral parts of communication, transportation, weather forecasts, and defense. For example, satellites are how GPS systems work to find locations and provide signals for televisions and cell phone companies. A broken satellite is a problem that can cascade through society, where time would essentially be frozen.
Many governments are trying to hurriedly work towards a method for removing the massive quantities of space debris. The Department of Defense, especially, is contracting out to a number of small businesses and research institutes to come up with innovative solutions. So far, these have included sending out large-scale fishing nets to catch debris, deploying large unmanned satellites to manually collect cargo hauls of junk, space dump trucks essentially, and using remote-controlled robots to collect and refurbish free-floating parts from old space missions. There is one unifying factor among these, though: cost. The estimated price to remove trash from Earth's orbit, depending on the methods used, will cost some tens of millions of dollars, and many times that over multiple missions. Airspace Magazine reported that the Surrey Space Center's Remove Debris satellite, which currently sits in orbit testing various methods of active debris removal, cost $18.5 million to launch in 2018. Any government or business would obviously hesitate to lend help after seeing that high of a price tag, but like with many other problems, sitting idly by will only result in a larger buildup of masses of junk.